Today's video is all about the Enneagram Wings. I know I have a bunch of videos already out there on this. I'll link those, all up there, but I want to kind of get them all into one video in case you're just looking for a really quick teaching on wings and an understanding of what those are within the Enneagram. But before we start, I'm gonna go get some coffee. Let's go get started. All right, so I got my coffee. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to teach you guys today. A little housekeeping. I'm Hillary. I run Enneagram and Coaching. I'm a certified Enneagram life coach, and I am a 9 on the Enneagram. So the first thing that we have to cover before we actually dive into Enneagram Wings is that you have to know your Enneagram type in order to figure out your wing, because Enneagram wings are directly on either side of your Enneagram type. And so, for example, if you are a type 4, then your wings can only be a type 3 or a 5. So the 3 and the 5 that are beside your main type ends up being your wings. And what does this mean? Well, it means that that type 4 could be influenced by the 3 and the 5. So we have a 2-wing theory, a 1-wing theory, and the 2-wing theory also can be known as a balanced wing theory. So you got the 2-wing theory, the 1-wing theory, or the no-wing theory. And so those are your options. And the 2-wing theory just means you're balanced to use both of them equally. That's actually pretty rare, as is the no-wing theory. So to use both of them and be balanced is a rare type, and to use both equally is what I'm trying to say, because you can use both for sure. And I'm going to explain that in more detail, but to use both equally means you're balanced in your wings, or if you don't use either of your wings, then you have no wing, but both of those are really rare. The most common is the 1-wing theory, which means you lean heavily on one of the types on either side of your number, which means that's your wing. That doesn't mean you can't use the other one. I'm a 9 wing 8, and I lean heavily on the 8, but I definitely use the 1 wing in certain circumstances in my life. So wings really are dependent on your environment and what you've went through, and also the stage of your life. I heard a teaching from Ian Morgan Cron, who wrote The Road Back to You. He said a lot of times in life, you'll go the first half of your life, or not even half, but the first, whatever part of your life as 1 wing. And then sometimes you'll flip over to the other wing, which is what happened to me. I was a 9 wing 1 for all the way up into my 30s. And then I kind of walked through some really deep, heavy, sometimes tragic things. And I really ended up using my 8 wing way more, and I've stayed there. And so I consider myself a 9 wing 8 at this point, but I've definitely been a 9 wing 1 at times in my life. And so hopefully that makes sense. What we're trying to figure out today is which wing you mostly lean on, right? Which one do you mostly use? And that's going to be used to identify your type. And so, like I said, if you're type 4, and you have you really lean on heavily on the 5, then you're going to be a 4-wing 5. So what I'm trying to say is, generally, the person is more influenced by 1 wing over the other, although you can have traits from both, like I said. So moving on to, how do you find your wing? I will say there's a couple different ways. The first way being, there are tests out there designed to help you figure out your wing. And if you want to go ahead and take a test and figure out that way, go ahead. But I would say the easier way is to research it. If you know your type, like I said, the example earlier, if you're a type 4, you know your type, will research the 3 and the 5 and just research those wing descriptions in depth and see which one do you lean more on and which one have you seen earlier on in your life and now, and just do your research. That would be the best way for you to figure out your wing. And so this leads me right into me teaching you guys the wings very briefly. I don't have time to go over all the wings in depth today, and I've already covered all 9 types in great depth on the wings. And so I will link all 9 videos down in the description box. So go down there, find your type, and if you want to learn more in depth. But today's video is just a quick overview. And so I'm going to start with a 1. I'm going to end with a 9. We're going to go over every type's wings and a little brief description of each. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the type 1, like I said. And the type 1's wings are a 9 wing and a 2 wing. So starting with the 1 wing 9, that 9 is going to help the 1 be a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed in situations. And this combination will be a little bit more detached in their emotions. And so that's the 1 wing 9. Moving right on to the 1 wing 2. The 2 wing helps that 1 be a little bit more generous and helpful, more warm towards others, and a bit louder than that other type 1. This one is going to be a little bit more willing to debate and things like that. And so that's the 1 wing 9 and the 1 wing 2. Moving right along to the type 2. So the 2 wing 1, the 1 helps the 2 set boundaries. It helps the 2 be more rational and logical and more willing to do the hard work for the greater good. 2 wing 3, the 3 helps the 2 tap into their social side. This 2, more charming, more competitive, more ambitious. So moving right along to that type 3, the 3 wing 2. So what does the 2 bring the 3? Well, the 2 helps the 3 access their emotions. That's what that 2 does for the 3. They have more empathy and they prioritize their relationships a bit more than the other type 3, which that one is the type 3 wing 4. This type is a little bit more work-oriented, more career-focused, more serious, more focused on accomplishing tasks, but super creative. Type 4, the wings of the 4, the 3, and the 5. I think I said that a ton at the beginning of this video. So that 4 wing 3, what does the 3 do for the 4? Well, it helps them tap into their ambitious side. They become more sociable, more able to turn their dreams into successes. The 3 really helps that 4 just be productive and move forward. And so that 4 wing 5, the 5 helps the 4 be more simple, live more simple, a bit more introverted, more quiet, private, and logical. And so that's the 4 wing 5. All right, so moving right along to the type 5, the wings of the 5, the 4, and the 6. And so starting with the 5 wing 4, that 4 wing helps the 5 tap into their emotions. They're a bit more independent, a little bit more whimsical than the other type 5, and more in tune with their imagination. And so flipping right over to the 5 wing 6, the 6 wing helps the 5 in becoming more detail-oriented, more organized, super good at problem solving, and more sociable than the other type 5. So moving along to the 6, what are your wings? Well, your wings are the 5 or the 7, and starting with the 6 wing 5. 6 wing 5s, they have a greater need for time alone. This one tends to be more intellectual and is a little bit more analytical than the 6 wing 7. And that 6 wing 7, well, the 7 brings the 6 adventure and fun, and they have more energy. And this type combination tends to have a little bit more lightness in their life. So moving right along to the 7, the wings of the 7, 7 wing 6, 7 wing 8. Starting with the 7 wing 6. That 6 helps the 7 think things through before the 7 just jumps into things. If they have a strong 6 wing, it's going to help them stop and think before jumping. And this type combination ends up being a little bit more responsible of the 2, and it's the most outgoing of all 9 types. The 7 wing 6, most outgoing from what I've seen. 7 wing 8, well, this one is a little bit more aggressive. It's a little bit more direct and assertive. This type combination goes after what it wants in life, asks for what they need, and accomplishes goals easier. And then what brings us to the type 8, which the wings of the 8, 8 wing 7, 8 wing 9, 8 wing 7 is more, a little bit more outgoing and extroverted and really enjoys life to the fullest. And so moving over to the 8 wing 9, this combination is more open to other people's opinions. They're a little bit more calm. They're more family oriented, less aggressive, and just, I don't know, they have this like steady presence to them. And that's what the 9 brings the 8, if you have that 9 wing. If you lean towards the 9 wing. So moving on to the last one, type 9, their wings are 9 wing 8, 9 wing 1. The 9 wing 8, which happens to be my type combination, is a bit more direct, more energetic, confident. That 8 wing helps the 9 set and keep boundaries, which I've always had a hard time doing, but I really lean heavily into that 8 in order to have that happen. And then the 9-wing 1 is a little bit quieter, calmer, more reserved, more disciplined and structured, and has a greater sense of right or wrong. So that is all 9 types and their wing combinations, guys. I hope this helped you. I hope you were able to figure out your wing. But if not, like I said, go dig deeper or go dive deeper into those other wing videos. I think they're over a year old though, but go watch those to get a in-depth teaching on your type wing combination. So anyways, but I just wanted this to be fast and quick and easy in order for you guys to just understand Enneagram wings and what they are and what they're not. They are definitely not your type 7 with a 2-wing. That's what comes to me all the time. And so that's why this video was so important to make, because I really wanted to help you guys understand that your wings have to be on either side of your type. It cannot be just any other number on the Enneagram, or if you took a test and it gave you a 7 and a 5 and a 4, so you thought you were a 7 with a 5 and a 4 wing. No, that is not how it works. Again, either side of your type, those are your wings. You can use both, you can use one, you can maybe use none, but I hope this helped you today, guys. And so I think that's all I have for today. The next series coming your way is on subtypes. It's going to be a quick and fast, easy teach on subtypes. So if you're not subscribed and you want to see that, push the subscribe button. And a great way to give back to me is for you to push the like button on this video. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. That's all I have. Let me know in the comments section if you were able to figure out your wing, or if you know your wing, your type and your wing. I love hearing from you guys, but that's all I have for today. Until next time, bye guys.